Hi there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Charlotte and I don't normally look as bedraggled as this, but I'm currently in editing mode. I feel like before you watch the video that I'm about to show you, it's really important for me to just say I'm doing okay. I'm doing a lot better than I was this time last week. I've been having a CBT phone therapy appointment every week for the last few weeks. I think today was our third one. Anyway, I was not in a good place last week, and it wasn't until much after I had filmed what I'm about to show you that I realised not only was I just having a bad time, I was withdrawing from my medication. There had been a complication with the pharmacy not letting me know that my medication was ready to collect. Because my brain was essentially made of scrambled eggs at that point, I was like, I tried to order it the way that I normally do and it wouldn't let me. I didn't remember having previously requested my medication, so I couldn't figure out why it wasn't letting me order it until much later on in the month. Between weekends and the pharmacy being shut on the days that I was available and my work schedule, it meant that my time off my medication had been prolonged, which wasn't good. You were gonna see that it was not good. So I currently take 150 milligrams of venlafexine, and I feel like it's really important that if you were gonna be going on to this drug, that you're aware of what can happen with withdrawal. Now, I have previously missed doses while I've been on a lower dose, and I've been okay. Like, it's not been that big of a deal. Like, I struggled to sleep, but I've only gone a few days without taking it. Now that my medication has been increased to a higher dose, it doesn't work like that at all. I felt like I'd literally been curb stomped by my medication while I was withdrawing. And there's one thing for certain that, I mean, I kind of figured anyway. It's that if that's what withdrawing from venlafexine was like, I never want to have to withdraw from heroin or opiates. Like, no. It was bad. I had sweats, I could barely stand up, my head was swimming. It was just the worst time. And I didn't realise that until after I'd filmed the fallout from my CBT session. So, as much as I want to provide you with the content of what I'm talking about in this video, I also need to make you, like, aware that during me filming this video, I was off my medication, I was going through withdrawal, but I hadn't pieced it together yet. So, I guess content warning for the video that you're about to see. We're going to be talking about some not very happy stuff in this video. There is a lot of footage of me crying and despairing, but I feel like what I've said needs to be said, and to just bring awareness of, like, how this medication can affect you when you come off of it. And it might be something that you want to, when you come off of this medication abruptly. I feel like people need to be aware of what that looks like and what that feels like, which is why I'm not going to be editing much of the actual video footage that I took. It's across two mediums. I've done it on my camera, my battery died, and I filmed the rest of it on my phone. But yeah, I just want to say, content warning, we're going to be talking about depression, mental health. I'm pretty sure there's mentions of unaliving. So watch the video using your common sense. If you feel like any of those topics are going to be particularly triggering for you, might be an idea to skip that. Particularly if you're upset by seeing people that are distressed, because I am in this video. There's no two ways about it. But I want to be honest. I want to show you the real side of what I'm going through. And that means sharing the stuff that's not so nice to watch, I guess. It feels weird saying enjoy this video because you're probably not going to. If you do, thank you for watching it. It means a lot to me that people take the time to sit and watch these videos. But I just want to emphasize I am in a much better place than I was this time last week, and I'm back on my medication. I've got some other things in place, and yeah, I'm just doing better. So you don't need to worry after you've seen this footage. So yeah, let's travel back in time a week ago when I just got off the phone to my CBT therapist. Okay, I'm not even sure if I'm going to post this, but like I have a lot of thoughts in my head following my CBT call today, and they're not great. I kind of feel like the way that particularly the UK's health service and the way that that works with the NHS, and by no means is this NHS slander, I've got family members that work in the NHS. I appreciate that that is something that we have, and a lot of countries would be very lucky to, you know, benefit from the same systems we do. However, that doesn't mean to say that there aren't valid criticisms to be said about how our National Health Service deals with people with mental health issues. And I feel like the biggest issue that the way that the NHS treats mental health, especially if you're somebody who has not got to the point where, or not got to the point, but they're not somebody that is making physical actions towards themselves to cause themselves harm, or to end, or to like cut things short prematurely, shall we say. It feels like the way that you have to navigate through the system is a very one size fits all kind of approach, or at least it is in the area that I live in. So I essentially am having to jump through every single hoop that is put in front of me, in effect to tell them that it doesn't work, regardless of this being information that I have given them previously to say, hey, this doesn't help me. Like, I have the most experience with my own mental health. Like, that is something that I'm very familiar with, and out of everybody, I am the expert. So when I say to you, putting a routine in place on somebody who is very likely to be dealing with neurodivergence, whether that's ASD or ADHD, and I have said I have difficulty doing this because I get so obsessive and fixated on having a routine that it does the opposite thing and it burns me out completely. And it just feels that with the CBT course that I have been given, I'm essentially going to have to get myself worse before I'll get better, because of the treatment that they've told me that I have to take and is the correct route. I have explained that trying to implement a routine as basic as I have tried, like I've not tried to overcomplicate things at all when I've tried to remedy this in the past, just like setting a lunchtime so I make sure I eat at like a regular interval, or the same for my dinner or whatever. The most basic routines, like trying to schedule in when I'm gonna have a shower or when I'm gonna do housework. It doesn't work for me, because if I wake up how I've been feeling today, I am not gonna want to do anything. And it's not out of stubbornness, it's not because I don't want to get better, it's just that that does not work for me. And I know this, but this is the fix that I'm being offered, and I know it doesn't work, and it is so frustrating. So I'm potentially looking at the next however long I'm working through this, being like,
hey, guess what? It was fine for a bit, but then I burnt out. And I have told them that this has happened to me in the past, and I just don't feel like my expertise, whatever you want to call it, with my own mental health isn't taken into consideration. I'm 31 fucking years old. I have been doing this for a long time. But because I don't yet have that diagnosis, and it just feels like the mental health services are just trying to patch holes instead of actually resurfacing the whole road. I mean, if you're from the UK, you know how bad our potholes can be when it comes to local councils filling them in. They do not pull the whole road up when it desperately needs doing. They'll just stick a bit of extra tarmac on the top and hope for the best that somebody's bumper doesn't fall off because of it. And that's the perfect analogy, actually, for what it is like dealing with your mental health. As somebody who is undiagnosed as neurodivergent, probably, and like I've said in my previous videos, every single medical practitioner that I have seen within the last, I don't know, 4 to 3 years, when I have said, I think this is what is going on with me, has agreed, based on the information that I've given them, the experiences that I have regularly, the research that I have done myself. They've all turned around and been like, yeah, it sounds like it's probably ADHD, or that you're autistic, or maybe both. But until such time as I can get a diagnosis, I have to essentially do the wrong treatment, which is not working, surprisingly enough. I have been out of medication for the last couple of days because when I tried to order my medication on the NHS app, because the system has changed again, it wouldn't let me. I have been at work since I've noticed this, so I've not had time to go in and get this sorted. So what's happened is I've had multiple days off of my medication because I've not physically been able to go in there and sort it out with them. My meds were sitting there waiting for me, but I'd not had a reminder. Nobody had, like, they do text reminders. Nothing had come through to tell me that my meds were ready for me to collect. Like, this is, I feel like this is like one of the biggest hurdles that you deal with as somebody with mental health. Your mental function, it's not just whether you're feeling anxious or depressed, but it's like your mental function doesn't work in a way that it's supposed to. I couldn't remember whether I'd already ordered my medication. I'd gone to try and do it again. It had said, you don't have anything to collect. Or like, it had, this is the perfect example of it. I know exactly what I want to say. My mouth is moving faster than my brain is. Hang on, let me just regain my thoughts. Let me just regather and recoup. Calm down. Essentially, oh great, my battery is flashing, so I can't finish this in the heat of it. Maybe I will come back to this in a little bit when I have had some time to process, because I'm not sure I'm making much sense right now. I will try and elaborate on my thoughts later. Okay, I've decided that I'm going to finish this on my phone just while I'm on that train of thought. So please excuse the quality and like the setup change, but I felt like it was the kind of thing that I need to talk about while it's fresh. Where was I? Yeah, basically they fucked up my meds and it's left me without my meds, and it's not anything that I have done. It is a system error. It's not anything that they have done either. It's not like a personal attack on me, but it does not help. And what I was saying was, being mentally ill affects your brain function. So sometimes I'm not the best at remembering stuff. I couldn't remember whether I had already placed an order I was pretty sure I hadn't, because I order my prescription when I'm down to my last sleeve of medication. So that's kind of how I've been keeping on top of reordering my meds. For some reason the system glitched. It didn't do what it was supposed to, and yeah, as a result I've been without my meds, and I've been at work, so I've not been able to go and get them or like figure out what was going on with this whole fucking debacle. So it's probably not helped that I've been off of my meds for the last like 2 or 3 days. But yeah, with this session today, it just feels like all of the advice and the help that I have been offered, like, it kind of feels like they're treating me like I'm stupid, like I haven't been trying these things already, like, for the last 30 odd years. And they know that because they have access to my medical files. They know how long I've been being treated for my mental health. It goes back a decent amount of time. But to kind of like try and fix it with stuff that I've already said, hey, that doesn't work for me, that's not previously been a productive task, it hasn't helped me, it has made me crash and burn out and spiral. I just feel like so much of the advice that has been given to me by this one particular service that I'm having experiences with at the moment is just not good. And it is only like my first proper session with her. I had like my initial conversation with her yesterday, and maybe she's just caught me on a bad day. But it just feels like, rather than listening to the patient fully, it's like they, and this isn't all medical people, but it just is the experiences that I've had recently. It's like they know better. And obviously, yeah, they do. They have a medical degree. I don't have that, but I have lived experience. And when I'm telling you that these things have not worked for me previously, what the fuck is the point in me going through doing it again? What's the point? Look at a different avenue. But until I can prove to that person that it doesn't work for me, we're okay with like potentially, most likely, affecting my mental health again, because the system that you have asked me to put in place to try and solve the problem that I already know doesn't work is going to make me worse, because I have that lived experience already, and I have communicated that to you. I'm just like, I have to schedule. It has been proposed, essentially the outcome of my telephone call that I've had today has basically been schedule in shower, schedule in your meals. I've done that before. This is something that I've tried. This is not my first rodeo. I have to also keep a diary of the things that I'm doing and not doing, which is great because I already do that. And I know this is for more her benefit than mine, but I feel like I am doing, and this is something that my mental health practitioner said to me the other day, I am doing everything that I can and it's not getting better. And I don't really know where that leaves me, to be perfectly honest. And it is largely because I can't try the medication that is probably going to work for me. Not yet. I have to wait. And that's fine. There are lots of people on the list. I'm not the only person that this is happening to, but I don't see people talking about how it affects them. You know, I've fallen into the trap of watching these how to get your shit together videos, because that is the one thing that I'm desperate for. I want to be able to live a normal and functioning life. It just feels like it's always out of reach because I don't have things in place that are working for me, and I don't know what to do in the meantime, and it's the advice that I'm given is wait. Wait and try something that's probably not going to work for you because you've tried it already. Oh. So yeah, that's how my day's going. If it wasn't happening to me, it wouldn't be funny, because it is happening to other people. But I don't know how long I'm supposed to just keep waiting without the intervention that I need. And nobody seems to know what that is, because they keep suggesting things that don't work and not listening to me when I tell them that that's the case. I kind of feel like I'm talking in circles at the moment, so I think I'm probably going to leave this here. I will decide whether I'm uploading this later. I just wanted to catch it in the moment. I'm not doing okay. I feel at a loss with the support that is given to me. I don't particularly, and this is something that I said to her today, she was like, why don't you talk to your friends about it? I'm not my friend's responsibility, you know? Like, they've got lives outside of me. If I'm getting left on red for a normal conversation that I'm trying to instigate with somebody, what makes you think that I'm going to want to reach out to them and be like, hey, I'm doing really bad at the moment, because all that comes with that is guilt. That it comes across as attention seeking, or that I want attention. They didn't sign up for that when they became friends with me. They didn't sign up for that when I stumbled into their life, you know? And it makes it hard. It does. It makes it really hard, and arguably you could say the same of this video, to be fair, but it feels easier to scream into the void than it does to ask somebody else that is important to you for help. Do you know what I mean? I don't want people to worry, and I don't want to force myself and my issues on them, because that's not what they signed up for. But it's hard. Okay, I need to stop this, because I'm going to spiral today with the headspace that I'm in. So sorry about that. But I just feel like it needed to be said. I'm going to go and lie down now and try and not feel like this for the rest of the day or tomorrow, because I'm working. Fab. Okay. I'm having a horrible time. I hope you're having a better time than I am. I'll see you in my next one.
So yeah, that was rough to watch back. Not a particularly fun activity for me to do, but like I say, I feel like the things that I talk about and the things that I've mentioned are worth saying and is important to draw attention to. I don't know, maybe you feel a little bit different about it than I do, but that's what I've decided to do. And this is on the internet now, so I guess there's no going back unless I hit the delete button. Yeah, I mentioned at the beginning of this video that I've got some other bits and pieces in place. And just to go over that really quickly, I have been referred to a psychiatrist, which is amazing news, because it means that there is a chance that they will be able to diagnose me with what's going on, and therefore treat me in a way that is going to be effective for whatever it is that's going on with me, whether that's ADHD, ASD, or something else entirely. So yeah, I'm definitely doing a lot better. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm feeling a bit more positive. So for now, I'm doing okay. If you've gotten to the end of this video, leave a yellow heart in the comments. I do really, really appreciate it. I love hearing what you guys have to say about my videos as well. It always makes me feel better. It brightens my day a lot. I'm gonna list a load of contact numbers and services that are available if you are in crisis, so please reach out to somebody if you are feeling similarly to how I was in that video. And yeah, I hope you are having a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.